Hey everybody, I am on the line right now with Ace Romero. You know him from his work on Impact Wrestling on Access every single week. You're also going to be able to catch him on Limitless Wrestling's Vacation Land Cup this coming weekend. Ace, how you doing?
Hello, I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
I want to jump in, talk about the Vacation Land Cup. It's getting a lot of attention. Not only is it a great tournament to win, but there's a big prize at the end of it. You could win the Limitless Wrestling Championship. For those that don't know, Anthony Green was the former champion, went to NXT, so now the tournament win gets you the championship. How you feeling about this weekend's event, and just talk a little bit about your thoughts going into the tournament and having this accolade in front of you.
I'm feeling really good. For those of you who don't know, Limitless Wrestling is a company that's been around for 6 years now. It was really the first company in New England to kind of put their stock in me. I had been there since day one. I still continue to wrestle there, obviously. Um, so yeah, right now we get a vacant Limitless title right now. And I've worked my butt off to help build the company to where it's been, pre-COVID. Like it's from nothing to where we were at. It's pretty special. So going into this tournament, I got my eye set on the title. I feel like it's mine to win. I lost the tournament last year. Went to the finals this year. I have to face a guy by the name of Alec Price. We wrestled twice so far. This is the rubber match. You know what I mean? I'm not going to let him stop me. I'm going to go through him. I'm going to make it to the finals and this time get what, I deserve and what I rightfully earned.
Yeah, and again, the final first round matchups have been announced. It's you and Alec Price, CJ Cruz against Christian Casanova, JD Drake against Kevin Blackwood, and Lee Moriarty against Daniel Garcia. You can check that out. December 19th, it's going to be streaming on Indie Wrestling TV. Winner becomes the new Limitless Wrestling champion. So a lot to look forward to. I talked to Daniel the other day, and I was just talking about, just coming out of that region. It feels like at least last year prior to COVID, there was this territory system sort of being built back up where a lot of people were talking about the Midwest, California scene, and I was talking to him about how it almost feels like there's so much untapped potential coming out of like upstate New York, Maine, New England. I mean, do you kind of
Yep.
get that? Like, there's got to be an important reason that you keep going back. Not only have you been there since day one, but there's the level of talent there that's untapped is crazy.
Yeah. I'm from Maine. And, for the longest time, New England's always had good wrestling, but it's had its ups and downs. Maine definitely did not have a good reputation back in the day for good professional wrestling and wrestlers for that matter. And for me, I felt for me to better myself where I didn't get stuck in the bubble, which people tend to do by being, just for settling for what they're doing. I had to get out, and I moved to the Midwest where the Midwest territory was hot, very hot. But I never forgot about New England because New England is a hotbed and still is a hotbed for some of the best wrestlers in the game right now. There's so many wrestlers that came out of New England that have gone on to AEW, NXT, Impact. I think New England's been a sleeper, but they've always had really good talent.
Yeah, it's definitely much easier to see the talent that you're talking about. And I know I talked to Daniel about a couple of the NXT guys, but you look at yourself, Mike Bennett, Matt Taven in Ring of Honor, a couple Impact names. So it's definitely easier to to get access to see who's coming up in the future, but it's easier to promote yourself in that way too. And
yeah, the thing was, like, I thought I had to go elsewhere. I did have to go elsewhere, but I always knew New England was my place, the place to be. And it's definitely getting the credit they deserve because it's been a long time coming.
Now, as you've been making your way up the ranks in professional wrestling, you are now part of Impact Wrestling's roster, and XXXL has become a formidable team. I
Triple XL, baby.
Put a little respect on it. So,
yeah, you know what I mean.
So, but you guys started in the wrestling house, and it was a little bit more of a comedic back and forth. But I feel like you're more imposing now, and comedy's not the focal point anymore. It's a diverse team. You get to go back and forth, like the stuff with the Motor City Machine Guns, but you're still also doing some of the lighter character work, especially with the Bravo stuff. So, I mean, do you have a direction for yourself that you have mapped out? Because you've documented your weight loss and taking care of yourself, and you've worked. People have said you're a big man, but you can do flips. Like, do you have more of a desire to, prove people wrong with your athleticism, or are you okay with, not having it as defined as maybe not as defined as before you started on this journey as far as your health?
As far as like Wrestler's House and stuff like that, and like the way we got the show, our more comedic side, I'll play any role I got to play just to play. You know what I mean? I want to get the job done. As far as wrestling goes and what we're trying to portray on television with Triple XL, like we're not going to be the big funny guys. We might be funny in a situation like Wrestler's House, but when it comes down to it, I mean, we lost a match versus Motor City Machine Guns, but they know who we are now. It wasn't taken lightly. As far as myself and my weight loss, that's something that's ongoing, and I don't want to just be defined by a guy who, like you said, just does flips and stuff. It's a different animal when you get to television. You know what I mean? Like you can't just rest on what brought you to the dance. And even now, living in this COVID world, it's kind of hard to get up there and try to do front flips to nobody, you know what I mean? To no reaction, that adrenaline rush you get from doing it. So you gotta find other ways to make yourself valuable. I think that what we're doing now is working, and it's a work in progress. And I think we just gotta keep plugging away at it.
And I'll give some context for my next question, but there was a really good interview you did with Sports Illustrated earlier this year about your goals for your health. You wanted to drop to 225 pounds, and it talked a little bit about how Ethan Page kind of was there for you to give you advice and just kind of told you, you shouldn't. The quote was, Romero shouldn't aspire to be a stunt star. He should want to become a superstar. So, I mean, I guess once you reach your goal, and this is speaking as far as people say, okay, he's the big guy that can do flips. So the opposite of that, do you still feel like you can work as a big man or, as this opposing figure after losing all the weight, or do you kind of want to see what you can do once you get there?
Well, here's the thing. Like, you can only be the big guy who does flips for so long. I mean, that's what got me to where I am now, but I have to keep evolving. Otherwise, I will get lost in the shuffle. I think that's like, I like to look to the pattern of someone like Bully Ray. Bully Ray was one way his entire career. And, things kind of got stale, as great as the tag team was. They're one of my favorites. And he went to TNA, and what did he do? He dropped a bunch of weight, and like it was a whole new guy, whole new character. It's like, who is this guy? This guy looked one way his entire career, and then he was able to transform himself and just get to the next level. But you know what I mean? Like another layer to the character. And I think that's cool because like if you watch any TV show or any kind of movie, the things that make characters draw you the most, it's like their journey. Like how many layers to add onto their character and things that happen in their life that makes them who they are. So I think that's cool for me to keep working at this, because I think once I get to the end, and my goal, I think what's gonna happen. It's gonna help me evolve and help me in the long run, health and my career.
You're doing an amazing job. If anybody else follows your progress on social media, it's awesome to see that you're putting this much dedication into it. And I know we talked a little bit about the serious side of Triple XL, and right now you're kind of leaning back into the comedy as far as Larry D or Lawrence is concerned. He's currently serving his sentence, and
he's in jail, rotting in jail as we speak. I feel kind of bad because I'm on the telephone with you, just shooting the breeze, and he's in jail.
You don't sound like you feel too bad, because you tweeted out that you slept in your own bed, and you sounded like you slept in late. So
no, I just it was more so like, sorry I missed this. I'm working on it. I just was sleeping when you tweeted this out on your work release program.
All right, there you go. So, I mean, obviously this has been a fun part of Impact Wrestling each week. I mean, what do you see? What do you see for either yourself or you guys as a team coming out of this, going into 2021? Like, what's your next goal? The obvious thing would be tag title wins, but what's your short-term goal for you or the two of you?
Short-term goal right now is just other than Larry being in jail, which is not in our plans. I like what we're doing now. We got to do things for the here and the now. Like, I like what Impact Wrestling is bringing to the table right now. We're different. We've been different. We've been trying different things. It's a COVID world. It's a different world. You know what I mean? Like, I thought the idea of Wrestler's House was going to be kind of weird at first, and we got to film in it, and it was amazing. And when it turned out amazing, it was something different for people to watch, because it gets kind of stale when you're wrestling in front of no people or TV screens or what have you. I like what we're doing now. Once we get Larry out of the clink, our goals is to, be biggest tag team in Impact history to be the champions.
Limitless Vacation Land Cup is coming up this weekend. If you want people to see a match that really exemplifies who you are as a singles wrestler, or maybe you're trying to hook people and get them to watch Impact Wrestling each week, show off your tag team skills, are there any matches that come to mind that you're really proud of, that this is like the first match you would show them? Here's who I am as a wrestler. Here's what I want you to see. Like, anything come to mind?
Wow, that's a very good question. Well, I've had a lot of great matches with literally the who's who of professional wrestling. But I'd like to think that, especially my earlier Limitless stuff, I faced guys like AR Fox and Donovan Dijak, Anthony Green. We've had great matches. As far as the tag team game, me and Larry are a brand new tag team. We've only been tag teaming for, better part of less than a year. But, I'm really proud of the stuff we were able to do with Motor City Machine Guns. But I promise you that, there's way more to come than what we've shown so far. There's a lot of things people have seen that we have that we can do that we haven't shown off. So I think people are going to be, pleasantly surprised and very entertained when the time comes.
All right. Ace Romero, you can check him out in the Limitless Wrestling Vacation Land Cup tournament. It streams on IWTV's December 19th, and you can catch him tonight, Tuesday, every week on Impact Wrestling on Access. Ace, thanks very much for your time.
Thank you so much.